Welcome back. Welcome back to Painting Happy Little Minis.
Evening edition.
Yes.
Is that what we're calling it? Evening edition?
I was gonna say after
evening
dark,
show.
like they do at conventions, but evening edition sounds like we're a late night talk show. And
Well, because I am old, this is late night. I will be asleep by 8:30. Just so that everybody knows.
So like right as soon as 8, they're just gonna right there.
Yep, for sure. That's how I snore, by the way.
We'll be prepared. You know, Leona can just like turn off your sound just as soon as the
mic's
snoring.
up there.
Yeah.
So
It'll be
she
fun.
could. I'm not sure. But hooray! And we have fantastic.
Yeah,
we have people
Evan.
joining
Boop,
us.
boop, boop, boop.
The late show with Dave and Gretchen.
Yeah, I think that works. Yeah.
It does. Hi, Sumkey. Hi, Gary. Thanks for joining us. We're nervous, honestly.
A little bit. I'm
We're
not.
A little bit nervous.
I'm good.
You're never nervous.
I've had the whole day to
Steady as a rock.
I'm nervous.
Leona's
I was nervous all day. Late night
Yeah?
show, I don't know.
The Late Late Show with
Yeah.
Gretchen and Dave. That can be our new. Leona was looking for new music.
Yeah, so I think it'll be fantastic.
We don't have new music, but
But you've just written our jingle.
I did.
Awesome.
It's gonna be. It's on point. You didn't know I had that skill, but now you do.
I assumed you did.
It
I must
was, that I
admit,
was just a master jingler. Is that what it's
Master
called?
jinglist? Is that a thing? It should be a thing.
It is
It should
now.
totally be a thing.
I'll put that on my resume.
Please.
That's be fine.
Yes.
Later
Later on, I'll tell you something quite funny that I can't say on air, but it's on my LinkedIn.
All right.
Like referrals. You know, people that do like.
Everyone's just gonna immediately go find your LinkedIn now.
Good luck, Dave Taylor. It's not a very common name. You'll be able to find it. Excellent. Yes, he says the master jingler sounds like a Christmas position. Very much so.
Get hired at the North Pole. It'll be fine.
Yeah.
I got a pair of really obnoxious slippers over Christmas that are shaped like elf shoes, and they have a giant jingle bell on the toe, so everywhere I would walk would just jingle, jingle, jingle,
Jingle, jingle, jingle.
I was forbidden from wearing them.
Yeah, that's I would very quickly forbid my daughter from wearing them. Lucy would be all over the place with those.
They were great.
Without doubt. Excellent. Excellent. I got a T-shirt. For those of you who enjoy the talking heads. So from once in a
Fantastic.
lifetime, you ask yourself, how do I work this? Where is that large automobile? What is that beautiful house? Am I right? Am I wrong? Right? Am I wrong? But my youngest Emily, Lucy had not heard the song before, so we played it several times.
That's
that day.
fun.
Yeah, she ended up really enjoying it. And then we moved on to some other Talking Heads music, so it was good. Very cool.
Awesome. Today, we should probably talk about what we're going to paint today.
Let's do that, please.
Yeah. Today, I'm going to attempt to put together a Space Marine, but there's a lovely Leona put him together for me to paint.
Yep.
So when I inexplicably give up,
Don't
I won't
give
give up. These aren't that hard. I've done this before.
No, these ones are really easy.
I did this before live on camera and messed up.
At Alliance Open House.
Yeah, that's
2019.
what it was. And I can't even get the box open. So.
I had trouble. I had to because this is a very sturdy plastic thing. What do you call it? Sticker.
My downfall, though, was at a Alliance Open House. I didn't read the directions.
Okay.
Much in the way of IKEA furniture. I was just like, I have this.
I got this.
This
Isn't
is
that
fine.
many parts?
Look at this is pegs and holes that you stick pegs in. Who
Yep.
can't do that? And the answer was me.
It was Gretchen. Live on camera.
Yeah, live. Well, it's not the first time that I've had difficulty putting things together that are small.
Right.
I've had to put together mini dinosaurs before,
Yeah.
and that didn't work out.
Didn't work out.
They never
Okay.
got put together. I think, in fact, they got. I think they actually got trashed because they were too. They couldn't anymore.
Well, can't you just say the scientists are wrong? This is not how the way that this miniature goes together is not how it actually was.
It was one of those like dollar store minis.
Oh, okay.
So it wasn't
Yeah,
like a mini.
It's not going to last long.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It was.
okay. That's
it was
fair.
for my niece. My niece was like, put this together. And I even like called a friend who puts Gunpla together, and I was like, I don't know what I'm doing.
No.
And he just laughed at me.
I was going to say, these are from the Games Workshop Warhammer 40,000 Space Marine Heroes Series 2 packs. So, look at that. I'll get that right in a second. So these are the Blood Angel Terminators, which are quite cool. And as you can see there, Gretchen is actually just pushing them out off the sprue.
That I can do. I'm doing that effectively and well.
Well, the very cool thing is that, so these have been made, these were originally made for the Japanese market to get the Warhammer 40,000, the Citadel, the Warhammer name into Japan. And they were done so they could be pushed out and pushed together without any clippers or glue or that kind of thing. So the connection points to the sprue are really tiny. So it's super easy to push them out without, and not be left with any massive issues.
They work really well for that.
But we'll just say, Gary says, I was watching Mel earlier tonight. I was watching Mel as well, getting ready for his the next steps in his Big Burma build terrain project he's been working on for a while. We have a Facebook user saying hello. Leona, how does our friendly Facebook user get their name displayed on our...
You have to do the thing, Facebook user.
You have to do the thing. There's a thing.
That we forget every time. Every single show, we have someone who watches through Facebook, and Facebook doesn't let us know who they are. And every single show, we forget how Leona instructs them to show their face.
Which
No,
is why I
it's
always...
okay. It's basically, sorry, I'm trying to do like 4 different things at once. If you're watching from the group, which that's where people are watching, it's a little bit difficult for Facebook to find, for Restream to find your name. So just like type your name and let us know who you are.
Oh, okay.
If you're watching from the group. Facebook recently changed their eligibility restrictions or whatever. So right now we're only streaming to the Painting Happy Little Minis group.
Okay.
So I'm just trying to figure out if I can connect it to our Facebook page. So
Okay.
yes, sorry about
Right.
that.
Not a problem. Sorry.
Thanks for everyone joining, finding us. We're
Yeah.
still streaming on YouTube and Twitch and stuff. like
Definitely
that,
cool.
so.
All right.
So we will say hi to James, hi to Byron. Somebody says, this isn't a brontosaurus. Some scientist. Fantastic. They're my favorite kind of scientists. Roger says, hello, everyone. Hello, Roger. Hello, Facebook user. Byron says, Happy New Year. And Gary says, multitasking. Leona is the queen of multitasking. That's what she tells us while she's doing other things.
This is going so much better following the directions.
Following directions? Okay.
Yeah, I'm mostly there. Pro tip, follow the directions. Read them first.
That seems like a sucker's game.
Let's see.
I'm just going to hope for the best.
You have...
I'm going to put mine together. I do have quite a bit of experience,
You
though.
have more experience than me.
Yep.
Does that attach? No, that doesn't even attach to anything.
I say I'm going to
That's-
try for the best, but I've put... I didn't follow the correct order.
It's the IKEA shelf building confidence. As soon as you've ever built an IKEA shelf without reading the directions once successfully, after that you think you can put together anything, and you're wrong.
Yep. Always wrong. Always wrong. There we go.
This gun goes on
Cool.
this side.
So
That
I have,
gun is not put together.
Brother Senictus.
And
And that was not a sneeze. Who is equipped with 2 lightning claws. Which sound pretty scary, right? Do you know why they sound scary?
because of the lightning or because of the claws?
Both. They are scary. They're very scary. They will cut through all sorts of armor on the battlefield. There we go. Oh, wow. Fantastic. Okay. I have them together. There we go.
This.
And he's running,
Did I miss a piece?
which is very cool. So there we go. He's all done.
I have
A very quick project.
Time for me to go home?
Yes. All right, see you, Dave. Thanks for joining.
Brother
Anytime.
Duro. I don't know what that is. Okay. This says it goes on here. But
What?
oh, I had it backwards. Okay.
Okay.
Never mind, guys.
We'll get
I
there.
was just holding the gun backwards. It's fine.
Should we take a quick look at the mini that I'm going to be painting?
Yes.
Which appears to be the miniature that Gretchen is putting together.
Sorry.
So I have him here. No worries.
Come on.
We asked too many things of Leona. Too many.
Your arm where it's supposed to be.
So I was thinking about it. So all of these, all of the Space Marines, they're all shown as Blood Angels, which is one of the chapters of Space Marines. There are like 1,000 chapters, each with 1,000 Space Marines in them. But the Blood Angels are red. Surprise,
With
surprise.
The green eyes.
Hmm?
I said
Yep.
with the green eyes.
A little bit of, green eyes, green gems, that kind of thing. Getting that nice color contrast going on. Hue contrast. But one of the, just as it comes up, there we go. So this is the guy that I'll be painting tonight. And as we look at him, he doesn't actually have any sculpted Blood Angels insignia on him. So he could be painted as any chapter of Space Marines. Whatever you like. And now I'm going to steal him off the spinner.
Oh, you're
gonna Ready?
steal him? Okay.
Oh.
Go.
Yoink. Seamless. We are so good tonight.
Thank you. Sorry about that.
That's cool. Okay.
All right.
Hang on a second.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Some key ask, what does Dave win for finishing first?
Respect.
Respect.
Respect. Fantastic. I've been wanting that my entire life. Finally, now, tonight, it can be mine. That's funny. But yes, so I will start painting. What did you have a little card in the box there?
I did have a little card.
What's his name?
It's Brother
I thought I
Durrell
gave you the card.
Dyer Hill.
It's not.
Oh, I have the card of the guy that was in my box, who was there, and
I don't have this guy's card. I don't know who he is.
yeah.
He's a fun
Oh
guy,
no,
though.
here we go. Oh, I have your card.
There
we go.
Brother, I can't read that from this
Brother
side.
Furin. Brother Furin.
Ooh.
The
That's
Blood Angels
exciting.
are particularly angry, so it's probably it might be a play on fury, I think.
Do you think that they purposely, they just sit around and they're like, we should think of a name that has to do with this word? Get creative, guys. Let's go.
Oh yeah,
Their team huddle.
they do.
Hi, I'm new, guys. I need...
Oh,
My
you mean
name's
actually
Bill.
in
I
the
need a
Space
new name.
Marine
Yeah.
world? No, I thought you meant in the Games Workshop studio
No, Games
head
Workshop,
office.
I'm sure they get super excited with that. They're like, time to be creative.
Yep. Let's come up with all the words for angry. So
That one.
cool.
Yeah, I don't want to lose
But
the name.
yeah, even though all of them, these minis can be painted as Space Marines printing chapter, I've decided I'm going to paint him as a Blood Angel, and not use contrast paints to do it.
Oh.
Yeah,
I don't know what
Cheeky.
color I want to do.
you could do any color.
I could, and I have all the shiny colors right next to
You do.
Um,
So I'm just going to start with some Cavalry Brown, Vallejo Cavalry Brown, as a kind of a mid-tone red. It's got a bit of a brown to it, but surprise, surprise, in having brown in its name. But I'm just going to start applying that to the armor. I'm probably going to applying the red first because it's the largest area on the mini. So I'll be able to splash it all over the place and not really worry too much. So I'll be able to get the sort of this part done quickly, and I can come back and tidy it up later on once all the red is complete.
Kind of been feeling green recently. Some fun. I feel like I don't normally paint things green after the giant dragon of green. Maybe I need to redeem myself.
So what color are you going to go with? What's it going to be?
Some shade of green. I don't know.
Blue?
Blue's also a nice color. I do like blue.
Yeah. It's not quite some sort of green, but there we go.
I could do blue.
I have a feeling that Kat's not watching us tonight, so... But I will... Hopefully she'll watch later.
Oh,
and
if she
remember to
watches on the
Pardon?
If she watches on the rerun, she'll see.
If she watches on the rerun, yes, she'll see that I was...
Smart and wise and picked
and
up
using a paint handle.
a paint
Yep.
handle. Yes, first show on the new schedule. Thank you for joining, Facebook user. Sorry, because we're streaming to the Painting Happy Little Minis group, we can't always see your names. It just has to do with account restrictions and stuff. So if you're watching from the Painting Happy Little Minis group, be sure to put your name in the chat when you type so that we can say hi to you.
Cool.
Painting
That
up
would be
some
good.
Space Marine heroes this evening.
Yep.
Since it's the first stream of the year, I was like, guys, let's just make this a chill stream.
A chill stream?
Yeah.
Definitely. Something pretty straightforward. I mean, the cool thing with the so these Terminators is they've got loads of big flat armor surfaces. So, at the same time, they've got quite a bit of depth to them too. But we get to focus on those large flat areas. Be able to do some really nice highlighting. Mess around with a little bit of edge highlighting as well.
Someone spelled Space Marines very funny in the chat, and I appreciated it.
Space Marines!
Space Marines.
Space Marines! Yes, there are many amusing ways to spell Space Marines. But,
Yeah,
yes.
I'm glad you could catch us live too. Thanks for joining.
Excellent.
We were
That
hoping
was what
that-
we were looking forward to with the new time.
Exactly.
Very cool.
So Gretchen, you've decided blue.
I did. You know, I had decided green, but then Dave said blue, and then I grabbed blue.
I didn't want you to have that sort of just the stress of like, oh, more green.
Sure. Someday I'll have to face my
You have to come back to the green.
face my fears of
Yeah.
green.
That's true. It doesn't have to be today. We don't need to put that stress on you today.
Oh, James said Dark Angels is his chapter.
Oh, cool. Excellent. Yep. So, with the Space Marines, in Warhammer 40,000, originally there were 20 legions of Space Marines. And the Space Marine legions could be as large as really they wanted to get. And then there was an event called the Horus Heresy, where the War Master, who was the leader of one of the legions, the Sons of Horus Legion, kind of arranged a heresy, a heretical sort of war against the Imperium, and took half of the Space Marines, fully half of the legions, to fight against the Emperor. So it's a big civil war, and not everybody made it out the other side.
Speaking of space, you know what I did finish?
What did you finish?
I finished The Mandalorian before Christmas.
Oh, cool.
I
Excellent.
did. I'm all caught up, guys.
Awesome.
I loved it. It's the kind of thing that I like to watch.
Yeah.
I'm glad I waited till I could just binge watch it all in one go.
All in one go.
Well, no, over
goodness.
like leading up to Christmas.
Okay.
I mean, that's not really, I guess, what most people think of when they think of like holiday specials. But
Well, I think when people think holiday specials, they think Star Wars holiday special. At least those of us of a certain age. But
But yeah, I really, really enjoyed it. It was everything I particularly like in a show. So
cool.
very pleased with it.
I think it was definitely very good. I liked it. I think it's been interesting to see the just a nice sort of arc that the Mandalorian is going through.
Yeah, and I really like, if there's like spin-off shows, I really like the kind of focus on world building. Like I really,
Right.
I loved how they did the ending and everything. I'll be nice with no spoilers. I mean, I'm pretty sure everyone has seen it because everyone was bugging me to see it. But I did like the big reveal at the end and stuff. But I really love spin-off type shows where they focus on the world building.
Yep.
And because you already know all of the big major things, right? So to me, it's really interesting to see like how the rest of the world is going ons and doings and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So I enjoy things like that.
It is good.
And
Definitely.
I'm always a fan of space westerns. So
Right. What space western could you be talking about?
there's a few. There's more than just Firefly.
This is true. This is true.
Firefly is my favorite, though. Not gonna lie. I haven't seen Mandalorian. I am the only person now who hasn't
I know,
seen
I
it.
left you behind,
So-
Leona,
so
and I'm
esteem.
so sorry, but it was so good. And Pedro Pascal is such a wonderful actor.
I loved
It
him.
was
in,
really funny.
Game of Thrones.
Because
Yeah.
the first time you see his face, I was like, "Oh, he has puppy dog eyes," and my fiance goes, "He looks scruffy."
Aw.
Yeah. He was previously a nerf herder. It's okay. It's okay to look scruffy.
And I was like, "Oh, we each had very different reactions here."
And
That is
that's
funny.
okay. Yep. Very cool. So just jumping back to the chat. So James said Dark Angels is a chapter. So the Dark Angels are a dark green,
Oh,
green, sort of
okay.
deep green.
I
Some
think
key
Graham has
says
posted in the group. Not Graham, James. Sorry.
James. I think you're right. James has posted some of his Dark Angels.
Super cool.
Some key says Thousand Suns is my chapter. So Thousand Suns are they were one of the legions that turned to chaos and turned against the Emperor. But they originally were a legion of scholars and sorcerers, and after the Horus Heresy, as they were trying to escape, one of their sort of top sorcerers had to make a decision to try and save the rest of the folks in the legion, and cast a spell, and they all turned to dust.
Oh.
That's unfortunate.
Sorry. The Space Marines were all turned to dust inside their armor.
Oh no.
So their souls are trapped inside their armor, and so they
That
animate.
didn't make it better. You know, you led up to
Oh,
that
sorry.
as if you were telling the better, like, "Oh no, it was the bad guys all along." No, that
Yeah.
still didn't.
It's all
No.
bad. Everybody's bad. There's no good guys in Warhammer 40,000. But yeah, so Thousand Suns are very cool. Byron has Imperial Fists. Imperial Fists were also one of the original Space Marine legions. Josh Potter. Hey, Josh says Space Marines taste the rainbow. Yep. Alpha Legion is always the imposter. This is true. Each of the Space Marines legions had a particular sort of approach to fighting, a particular fighting style. So, like the Imperial Fists, for example, were fantastic in siege defense. So they could build the best fortifications and prepare the the best for a siege. The Alpha Legion were always the like the special operatives, undercover, manipulating intelligence kind of guys. So they would often show up dressed as somebody else to do that sort of thing. So they were always hiding. So they were always the imposter. Well, they are, really. Roger says, I'm with you, Leona. I have not seen it either. I do not have Disney+. That's okay.
Well, is it bad, Roger, that I have Disney Plus, but I still
Yes.
haven't watched?
Yes, it is. It is terrible, terrible, terrible.
You know what's a good series on Disney Plus? It's a cartoon series, and it's called The Owl House.
I've heard good
Okay.
things about
It's
Owl
adorable.
House.
Everyone should watch it. If you watch it, maybe I'll watch The Mandalorian.
Wait, I feel like I'm being sort of held to ransom here. You must watch this show, or I will not watch the show you ask me to watch. Okay. I'll see if my daughters are into it.
I feel like your daughters might like it.
Yeah.
I always need other things to get overly invested in.
And it's only one season, so.
You know what's supposed to drop soon? I think the 21st. Camp Cretaceous, though, the Jurassic Park animated series that came out.
Okay.
Yay.
It's not on Disney, it's on Netflix. I was pleasantly surprised with that. As someone where that's my fandom, I was, we never get fun Jurassic Park shows. And I watched it without much hope for it because I couldn't think of a way they could make it suitable for children.
Okay.
But they do a really good job of keeping the danger of being eaten by dinosaurs there and present, while still not making it overly scary for children.
Present but amusing.
Yeah. Well,
Okay.
not even, it's amusing at certain points, but it gets to be high drama. Like there are people that die.
Oh, wow.
Not on screen, but it doesn't shy away from that. And
Okay.
it's supposed to be canon. It's happening during the Jurassic World films.
Okay.
So, yeah,
Interesting.
they don't shy away from that. I was very pleasantly surprised with the sense of danger that they were able to portray. Because I thought they were going to completely ignore everything and just make it super, super for the kids. They also have, like, a really endearing and, like, surprisingly sad subplot going on.
Yeah.
That blindsided me. I wasn't prepared emotionally to feel things.
Right. You feel the way you did for cartoon characters?
Yeah, I was like,
Okay.
oh, this is so sad. I wasn't prepared. And then it hits you. And you're like, oh. Exactly that noise.
Excellent. Cool. Cool. And that was Camp Cretaceous?
Camp Cretaceous. So I'm excited about it. It has a lot of shout outs to the other Jurassic Park movies.
Right.
Its opening has a little shout out to the arcade games that used to be around, and also the third Jurassic Park film. It has shout outs to that. So I was really happy with it. I was like, yeah, this is awesome. This is
Very cool.
not a lot of Jurassic Park stuff out in the world for fans. So I take what it's not like you Star Wars fans that just get everything there for you. I have to look for my fandom content.
You know, you can become a Star Wars fan too.
Take what
It's
I'm
okay.
given. I'm already
There's
a
plenty of
fan.
room on the bus. Plenty of room on the AT-AT. Cool. I'm just going to quickly chat about what I'm doing at the moment. So I painted a mid red, so sort of brownish red there, and what I'm doing now, rather than going directly to highlighting like I normally would, I thought I'd just have a bit of a play around tonight, and I've taken some of the P3 Property Press paint range coal black, which I often use as a bit of a highlight for black. So it's got this wonderful sort of bluish greenish depth to it, which means it works really well as a shade on red. And because I know I'm going to be coming back and doing highlighting with these two colors, the Cavalry Brown and the Bloody Red here, I'm just sort of splashing this around in where the shadows would be, and then I can come back and refine it when I get to the highlighting stage. So you can kind of see on the inside of his leg there, just in this sort of in here. Actually, if I can get, yep, in that area there, we've got the greenish shadow. And then on the back of the legs, okay. The back of the legs, there are all these sort of additional bracing areas on the armor. So I'm just going to throw, again, just jump in there and throw some of that around where there might be shadows, and then I can come back and highlight where the shadows shouldn't be. But yeah, just this is a very different kind of approach for me. But just because we're painting a sort of one-off thing.
New year, new Dave. New year, new Dave.
New
You're
year,
gonna
new
break
Dave.
out the glitter.
No, for sure. No, it's not that new. It's not that new a Dave. I'm still working with paints that I'm very comfortable with. But yeah, just a different approach. I thought it'd be a fun little thing to mess around with.
I see the question in chat, but real quick, I just wanted Gretchen to just tell us what color she's using.
I am using dark Prussian blue, and I am just slapping that on everywhere as a kind of like base color. And then I am probably going to do a darker color, kind of ombreing up the legs a little bit. And then I'm going to do lots of fun with highlights and make him look real spiffy. But I haven't chosen a color for any of his details, so you'll know when I know.
Excellent.
Chat, what color am I using with blue?
One of the Space Marine chapters that is blue is the Ultramarines. They're kind of the poster children of the Space Marines. So some people really love them, some people really don't love them. I'm not going to say that there are Ultramarine haters, but okay, yes, I am going to say that. There are Ultramarine haters. But from the original Legions as well, there are the Night Lords, who are a very dark blue, kind of like that, and they have lightning bolts sort of painted across their armor.
That's cool.
So you could possibly go with that sort of direction, but the
I could probably do some. I've painted really nice lightning bolts on paper and digitally. I
Yeah.
have never attempted that on
painting on a mini.
painting on a mini.
Yeah, it's not as easy as it sounds.
I in theory know what to do.
Yeah,
I don't know if in application it would do.
it can be quite tough to get it to look good. I'm always in awe of people who've done great jobs with that. But the Night Lords were pretty bad. They also turned to chaos. But they were all about sort of striking from the shadows and using terror as a weapon,
Okay.
as much as their claws and so on. I might just pop this on the spinner for a second, Gretchen.
Yeah.
So we can, Gretchen and Leona.
I mean, you
Leona.
said my name.
Sorry. Yep. Leona, I'm just gonna pop that on the spinner so people can get an idea of where the sort of those shadows are. You can see I haven't been particularly neat with it at all. But that's just because I'm going to come back with the. Looks kind of black. Looks really dark, doesn't it?
Up on there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's because
On the
of the
spinner.
lighting.
Oh yeah, yeah. But it
To
looks.
get the white to not look super bright.
Yeah, yep. To
I
get some
kinda have to
depth in the
crush
white.
The blacks.
Yep. Cool.
And then someone did have a question in the chat, Dave.
Yep. Was that the weird question? What colors would you mix to paint skin tones of the Margar orcs from World of Warcraft?
What
Yes.
color are those orcs?
Yeah, I'm not sure. I must
Are
admit,
the
I'm not
World of
sure.
Warcraft? Are those the green ones?
I don't know. It's kind of I know Warhammer orcs. I know Tolkien orcs, but I do not know World of Warcraft orcs particularly well.
I feel like I feel like WoW orcs are green.
Possibly. I know. I have a feeling. I don't know, but I have a feeling that some of them are orange.
Yeah, they look more just like skin tone.
Yeah. But if if you're able to look up the,
Do you want me
I
to
think
grab a
Margar.
picture?
If you're able to grab a picture and pull that up on screen, we can have a look at that. And
Okay.
Some
You can
cases,
answer
I
it.
think they're brownish green. Someone else says, the Facebook user
Reddish
says reddish brown.
Yeah,
Yeah.
reddish brown.
All right, so like a rust color.
Yep.
Well,
so-
okay. Some of them are different. It's taken me a little bit because some of them are gray, some of them are more brown.
Let's go for the brownish ones. Let's pick one of those. But just quickly, Byron asked, was that a paint or a shade, Dave? It was a paint. It is coal black from P3. So just thin, pull down with the wet palette, thin down with some water, and brushed in. So I'm going to take that away, Leona. Of course, we're asking Leona to look for a picture, run the whole stream, and also switch the cameras back and forth. We'll get there in a minute. Actually, I'm good. Cool. There we go. So just getting back to that. I noticed that on the top here I'd had some nice shading in around that panel line, but not so much on the rest of it. So I'm just going to put a little bit of a glaze of that of the P3 over there, just really thin down to get a little bit of kind of artificial shadow on there. Most of that will be painted over when I come back with the highlights, but I'll come back now and tidy some of these areas up with some Cavalry Brown. Okay.
I have the picture.
Have the picture.
Would you like to see?
Yes, please.
Yeah.
Okay. This is the way.
Oh, sorry. It's not Andrea's. I mean, Andrea's. Sorry.
Okay. That's the. Okay, that's
I'm
the
like trying
title for the
to
next.
do it fast, and I.
Yeah, I'm sorry. We shouldn't have put that on you. But yeah, I don't know. Well, I have an idea of a number of different ways that I would tackle that. But it's kind of based on the colors that I have in my collection that I would probably use. So I think we might get a chorus of people answering when I say what brown would I use as the base coat. And the answer is, of course, charred brown. Charred brown, which is a very cool dark brown from Vallejo. It has a bit of grey, a bit of purple in it, which would be great for that sort of base coat. Idrian Flesh is a great kind of orangish brownish color from again from Privateer Press from the P3 paint range. That's I'd probably use that for my first highlight, and then I think I'd kind of mess around a little bit. I'd probably get some like a bone color,
Yeah.
like a not too creamy or white, but more the sort of the yellowish bone tone, and start to mix that in for the highlights. Is probably how I'd go with that. Yep. So
Hopefully, this
Yeah.
picture is accurate too.
is accurate, is
The
representative.
person's orc that they have in mind. I did find they were around this tone, but some were more gray and
Okay.
less red undertoned.
Right. Well, with that, some of it. That's why, again, I'm going to mention charred brown. That's why I like that, because you can take it a number of different ways, because it's got a lot of those colors mixed into it. So the mixing a bone into the Idrian Flesh highlight would give you a bit of a yellow look, which would work against the purple tones in the charred brown. But the charred brown also has some great greys in it. So depending on how dark you wanted that and how grey, you could probably go from the charred brown just straight into a grey, maybe like a basalt grey or a light grey from Vallejo. So that would give you a much sort of lighter look than this kind of approach.
Chris says thank you.
Oh, welcome,
You're
Chris.
welcome, Chris.
No worries. Josh Potter says, would Rhinox hide be any good as a base, and then work up to a leather brown? Rhinox hide is a pretty cool color. It's a little bit more red. It doesn't have anywhere near as much gray in it as charred brown does. So I think if you wanted to go for that more of an orangish sort of skin tone, it could be a great base. And yeah, as you said, you can work it up to a leathery brown. So that could work for sure. Cool.
For those of you joining us, I realize we never asked people what their
Oh yeah, we
current
didn't.
projects are.
What is
Or
everybody
if they
painting at the
finished
moment?
anything over the holidays? Yes, my dear hosts were laughing at my show notes because I said holiday happenings.
And it was like,
I wanted them to ask about that.
And then we didn't because we're well trained.
But I love the alliteration. Holiday happenings.
yes.
It is very good alliteration, and it should have helped us remember better.
No, it's so good. Oh, Roger says he's painting monumental.
Okay, cool. Excellent.
We had a lot of people post up in the group.
Yep.
Over the break, which was super fun to see.
Definitely cool. A lot of great stuff. There's some very nice stuff posted in the banner post where you asked for things for January's banner. For the
Yeah,
group.
did you see JT's picture? I didn't actually grab it for this week, but that was probably my favorite.
I'm trying to remember which.
Mini of the banner.
Okay.
It was a object source lighting.
Oh, okay.
James
might have
says
missed
that
that one.
he's been painting a Reaper Shaman female.
Oh, cool.
Very
Excellent.
nice.
That's cool.
Almost done with a project for Ral Partha Legacy. Pics might be incoming next
Excellent.
week. Oh, very cool.
Oh, very nice. Excellent. Oh, a secret project. Secret.
Oh,
Super secret.
Shh.
We won't tell anybody, Josh.
Keep it secret. Keep it safe.
Safe. Awesome. Yeah, that would be cool to see. For sure. Okay. I don't know if you can zoom in a little bit, Gretchen.
Gretchen.
I keep saying Gretchen. I'm sorry.
I was like, I can attempt to
Leona.
zoom. I don't know what
Leona.
I'm
Gretchen, zoom
zooming.
with your mind.
I've been asleep for 3 weeks. I've been in cryostasis.
We forgot to heat Dave up when we took him out.
My brain is glitching. It's true, actually. It's true. It's all true. But what I was going to say is, so just in here with you can see sort of the shading around those, around the panel there. What I'm doing is coming back with the Cavalry Brown. The Cavalry Brown's got a great coverage, which is really nice. So I'm just kind of feathering that over those areas to push that highlight back in and take away some of that that we would have seen when it was on the spinner. We saw a little bit of sort of a hard edge around the shading. So this is just softening that edge up a little bit and popping some of that color back in. Cool. So thank you for that, Leona. Got it right. Small victories. Yeah, I'll get there. But cool.
James is still working on his ship. I don't know if you remember.
Oh, cool. Yeah. Just the big,
Huge.
the huge multi-decked ship. Is it very cool? As
Yeah.
we said,
Dave is out for a couple of weeks and he forgets who he works with.
you're all lucky I'm awake. If you can call it that.
And has Gorga done a Mandalorian? I'm pretty sure he did one a while back.
Yeah.
But actually, someone else posted a Mandalorian.
Yeah, just recently. There's a Mandalorian and the baby Yoda.
Andreas, which we will see.
Ah, okay, yes. That's hence that caption that we
Yes.
got a sneak peek of. Cool. That's good.
Oh, Gretchen, what you doing right now?
Dave said lightning, so.
Oh, you painted the lightning on? Oh,
I'm
cool.
gonna try to do it. Typically with acrylics or oil paints or watercolor or anything else I've worked with, if you want something to look glowy, then you start off with a very dark background color, and then you want the contrast as high as possible for something like electricity. So I'm going in with sky blue as thin as I can and kind of sketching out lightning.
Cool.
And if I don't like it, I'll just go over it and resketch it. But what I'm going to do with it is I'm going to go back and forth with the Prussian blue and the sky.
Camera one more time. Just like turn it just a little bit.
Turn it so you can actually see what I'm doing? Yeah. And I am going to go in between the Prussian blue and the sky blue, and I'm going to blur what you see there really delicately. So I'm going to focus doing lightning on the arm that has the gun on that shoulder, and have it kind of look like it's going up the arm. And if that ends up looking well, then I'll probably do some touches here and there elsewhere, but because I expect it'll be a little bit time consuming, I'm going to really just focus on that pauldron. And then I'm going to very lightly blur all of that right there. And then I'm going to go in with a white. I'll have to I don't see any on this side, I'll probably have to borrow from Dave. And as delicately as I can, try to make the center of that blur as white as possible.
Cool.
Because it's so tiny, that is gonna either work exceptionally well or it's gonna be a pain in my butt. But the trick is with anything neon to make sure the contrast is really, really nice.
Yep.
If you want to get that glow. So
Cool.
that's what we're attempting. In theory, it should work.
Right. In theory.
In other paintings, it has worked. I've never tried it on a mini before. So we'll see.
Excited.
But yeah, I'll do that all in that pauldron, and then I'll probably do some glowy bits in his gun to make it all look like it's coming from the same power source.
Everything you say there makes absolute sense, and it's looking super cool.
Yeah. So
Very impressive.
Hopefully,
Claps for Gretchen. That
hopefully
looks
that'll
awesome.
work. Yeah, I'm busting out
Indeed.
new year, busting out everything I learned in art school. Gretchen, hidden talents. You know what I want to try to do recently?
What's that?
That has been... So I've been watching... You know how we talk about Facebook, like just sending you things they think you'll like?
Yeah.
Videos recently of a guy who repaints Barbie dolls has popped up.
Okay.
And I'm like, I paint minis. I think I could repaint Barbie dolls.
Right.
They're not many.
No.
So I feel like I would be going like a step easier.
Okay.
But I really want to now. I really want to go to like the dollar store and get myself some some really cheap Barbie dolls and then repaint them something cool. I don't know what I would do. I just have I don't have a plan. I just have an impulse.
Right. Okay.
But I think it'd be fun.
Yeah.
I don't know if anyone would have any ideas of what to repaint a Barbie, but
I'm not sure. I follow a guy on Instagram. I can't remember his Instagram handle, but he does repaints of like, I guess 1/6 scale collector's models from things like The Walking Dead or Star Wars or
yeah, and they make them look super realistic.
yeah, yep.
Like I don't know if I could do super realism, but I could definitely do better than factory paint.
Factory paints. Yep. I do like that idea.
Have you ever seen the people who paint does he like repaint the eyes and stuff like that?
Yeah.
Yep.
Because, yeah, I've seen, it's very popular to do with like Bratz dolls.
Yep.
Or like Monster High dolls.
Yep.
Right.
And, man, talk about layers. When they
Yes.
paint the eyes, it's just like 10,000 layers. I don't know.
Yeah.
Because they're speeding up the video and it's like, oh my gosh.
Yep.
I think it would be really fun.
Yeah, I think that'd definitely be a cool
That
thing
would
to
be
try.
really cool. Kelly says, I'm keeping my current Star Wars obsession and I'm working on Chewbacca.
Oh, cool.
Very nice.
Excellent.
Which model? Is that the Star Wars Legion model? I thought
I'm
we had a
expecting
Chewbacca.
so. Yeah. Yep. It's definitely a Chewbacca Star Wars Legion model, and there's another Wookiee, like a Wookiee set.
Oh, yeah. I'm thinking
as
of
well.
just the regular Wookiee.
Yep.
Josh Potter
think we
said, I
painted
used
those.
to take some 40k toys to the public library on Sunday afternoons for participation games.
Right.
Little kid kept calling Night Lords nice
Nice
lords.
lords. That's funny, mainly because it's so far from the truth. It's the Night Lords they're like terrible transhumans. They're terrible people. But yeah, that is funny. That's super funny.
That's hilarious. I feel like the farther you get into the lore, you're like, wait, children, nope, this is not appropriate.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a Legion model. Yeah, I think
Yeah,
I
okay, cool.
painted that.
Chewbacca?
Yeah.
We painted some of the Wookiees. I don't think we painted Chewbacca himself.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah.
And by we, I mean you.
Sure. We totally understood what you meant. It's a team effort, right? Team effort. For sure. Okay. So we're starting to come along there with some of those highlights. The shadows are looking a little less extreme. Maybe not so much on the back. But again, that's the lighting. I'm blaming it on the lighting. So I guess, with this being off for a little while, we've got a lot of minis to have a look at. Should we have a look at some of those now?
Yeah.
Is that cool?
Let's go for it.
Let's go.
Yes. Here they are.
Awesome.
Yep, so I grabbed them from the Facebook group.
Oh, look.
And I also, this is kind of exciting, for Twitch friends or friends who don't want to join Facebook, I made a Google form that you can access through our Twitch page that you can submit a photo that,
Fantastic.
in case you don't want to join Facebook. So,
Yep. Cool.
yes. And I will be like trying to
Excellent
make that
stuff.
link more available. Right now you can only find it on Twitch, but I'm going to update like our YouTube and stuff like that with that.
Okay.
And
cool.
put it in the group too in case people.
For a second,
submit
I
there.
thought you were going to say that it was only available in the Facebook group. But no. Cool. So just quickly, Sinwiki says, does the Star Wars Legion have the Wookiee Lumpy? No, sadly not. So fantastic. Here we have Andreas with This Is the Way. So I think this is a 3D printed Mandalorian and Baby Yoda.
I just noticed the poor
Stormtrooper?
Stormtrooper, excuse me, in front of him.
I love it.
They
It
knew
looks
what they
like
were
he's
getting
been there
into.
a while.
It's very dark.
Yep, it is. Yeah, it is a bit dark for sure, but incredibly well done. I wonder if that's 3D printed as well, or converted from one of the Legion models. But really nice work here. Very cool. I particularly love the sort of the accentuation of the expression on Baby Yoda. There. Looks very cool.
He's
Nicely
very
done,
upset.
Andreas. Pardon? Yeah.
He looks upset.
Yeah. Kind of grumpy. Want to have some more of those eggs, those frog eggs. But no, really nice work. Looks great.
Yeah, I thought this one was really good.
Yep.
Ashlyn, who is a new
Ashlyn's
member.
Fantastic.
Exciting
Painting up some
times.
Robotech mini. I think it's
Ooh, very good.
I'm not a Robotech person. I've never watched it or don't understand the background of it. But I do love the robot, the transformer aspect of the robot plane thing.
Mm-hmm.
So it kind of can transform into a plane, fly off, and then land and transform into the robot. I do like that. And I think Ashlyn's done a great job here. I love the work on the canopy in particular. That kind of light sky blue, a little bit of reflection painted on there as well.
Yes, I like
Yep.
that too.
Yeah, looking very cool. Yep. Nice work, Ashlyn. Come on. I think, sorry, I was going to say this as well. The basing was quite cool. I like the that sort of variety of textures there. Cool.
Didn't you give us the tip once, like 3 different textures?
3 different textures is always good. Yep. You don't want to have 2 is all right. 4 is okay. You don't want to go with 5 textures. That's a little bit too many. But
So it's
no,
nice
it's looking.
she did that here.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, definitely looking good.
Chris Cox with a dire wolf
Excellent.
for his shaman.
Spirit Wolf, my shaman. It does look. It does have that ethereal feel to it. You know, I think with that, it's that glowing, or that sort of blue green kind of thing. It looks great, and those bright yellow eyes. Looking very nice. Nice work on this one, Chris. Done a good job there.
That's the spirit. Oh.
Oh, we've missed you, Somki.
Sorry.
Let's not be away for 3 weeks again.
Amazing.
Very cool.
Chris Gorka, more characters for the Gar army for Star Wars Legion.
Fantastic. Yep, this clone trooper looks great. I think Chris is really getting into enjoying the painting those little details. You can see up on the helmet there, almost little horns kind of thing. But again, having the blue in the grass tufts connecting to the blue on the mini just makes them look great. Nice work, Chris. Very bright overall. Looking good.
Oh, I forgot to switch this one.
It's coming out. He's coming out of a. It's coming out of a pipe, right? Is this Santa?
Yes.
Is this Santa? Yeah.
First burglary of the year done.
Fantastic. Yeah, looking very cool there, Clive. Did Clive post this on Christmas Eve?
You know, I don't know. I didn't look at the date.
Maybe. But yeah, looking really good. Is that a little doll in his right hand there? I think it might
Yes.
be. But yeah,
Sorry,
looking good
it's
there.
difficult
Nice
for me
one.
to change it.
yeah. I can see it now. It's just fine. Ah! I'm not sure if anybody heard my neck crack when I did that. But
Hopefully your
nice.
neck's okay.
Yeah. But no, that's good. Classic Santa colors.
Graham,
goodness.
he had many minis that he showcased, but I picked this one just for you, Dave.
Excellent.
That's
Bishop. Yep. It does look very cool. It's going to very definitely capture that Lance Henriksen likeness there. But yeah, it's kind of disgusting with the fluid
oh yeah.
sort of coming
It
out of his mouth
looks
there.
Very shiny, foamy.
Hmm?
So it looks
foam.
very like
Yeah, and just all the innards covered in his white blood. But yeah, nice work, Graham. It looks
I really like
looks
that
very
one.
cool. Yeah, definitely good.
Jason
Oh, yeah.
with some spider bases.
Yep. So I think these spiders were from the WizKids range.
Yes.
But yeah, so he's popped some rocks on the bases there, and so they can have that sort of walking / jumping kind of look. The abdomen is attached to the rock, which gives you a lot of extra sort of basing or arrangement
Yeah.
possibilities, rather than trying to attach 8 tiny legs to a base,
Oh, that's smart.
which never works.
And
So
then they kind of look like they're scuttling.
yeah, yep. So I think it's yeah, great result there, Jason. Good job. Just realized I had a little bit of paint on my brush. I'll take that off.
Another Jason with
Yeah.
crypto landed on my mat. I thought that was cute.
That is looking very cool there. A tiny dog with a cape. Is that, I guess that's Superman's
that
dog,
is
right?
yeah, Crypto is Superman's dog.
Fantastic. I don't know a lot about DC Comics.
That's okay.
Dave's a Marvel man.
I don't know a lot about Marvel Comics either.
Dave's just not a superhero.
Dave's just a guy.
Dave's an ignorant dude. But no, that he is looking cool. There's a very sort of cartoon, very comic book look to the sculpt, I think. It's yeah, looking nice. I mean, I can name all of the miniatures around
I know.
Crypto, but
Crypto he's very cute. He's in a bunch of different comics. He's in one really sad comic where he gets like left on a moon, just like abandoned.
Boo.
He hangs out with Superboy sometimes.
so is he from Krypton?
Yeah, he has powers.
Okay, hence the cloak, I guess, so he can fly.
Well, I don't know. Like he might just be imbued. I don't know his origin story, so maybe he's not from Krypton, but he has Kryptonian powers.
Okay,
Cool.
okay, that's probably it. But that's Rabut Gulliman, standing above Crypto there with the you see that the blue there, and Anakin to the left, and a Necron model. But anyway, looking good, Jason. Nice work.
Jason Sutton,
Jason Sutton?
a pit fiend from Loot Studios.
And this is a very cool model. I haven't seen this one before. Very nice.
I like the blue of the
Of the mace.
mace.
Yeah.
Yeah, is that
Yep.
a mace? Okay,
Yeah, it's a mace. It's a really sort of exaggerated fantasy mace.
gotcha.
It's almost like it's possibly almost as big as like Sauron's mace
Okay.
from Lord of the Rings.
The one was almost too heavy for the actor to.
Pardon?
Yeah, did you see the like behind the scenes for that? Apparently
It
they
was
were
too
like,
big.
no, make it bigger, and then they made it bigger, and he was like, no, make it even bigger.
I could believe that for sure, for sure. But no, Jason's pit fiend here is looking very cool. I'm loving the combination of colors there. Obviously, the sort of the bluish green on the mace sort of works well with the orange fire, just sort of down the chest and in the eyes. But that deep, almost grayish purple on the bulk of the skin, working out to that lighter purple and the red on the membranes. Yep, nice work, Jason. Great color choices there.
Oops. Oh,
Yeah.
don't worry.
Nice one.
Jody.
Jody, my new D&D character. I wonder if it's a cleric. We've got another mace. You just
I
went
was
through and
gonna
picked out all
say.
you picked all the mace photos. Nice
Leona
one.
was in a mace mood.
Next up, Mace Windu. Sorry, Sumky. Sumky said, doesn't Crypto hang out with Bat Dog too?
Yes.
Yes. But yeah, again, nice work here, Jody. It's looking very cool. That pose. I'm wondering with the mace. I'm always thinking, is it a cleric?
It probably is a cleric.
Probably isn't. Good work, Sumkey. Beat me to it. But yeah, looking good there. And also, Jody's done some great work on the base there as well, with multiple textures and some static grass, which is the brighter green there, alongside that tuft at the front. But yeah, nice one.
Very good. That's all we will look at for now.
Okay, excellent. All the A's through J's.
Yes. A's
We will look
through
at
J's.
the K's through Z's.
So Gretchen, would you like
Z's.
to
Z's.
for us to see your
See, I don't know other than it. There we go.
little bit of an update?
It's like a
Sorry,
shine.
it's a little blurry.
It actually is starting to look really cool.
Yeah.
Not that you can see it at the. If I hold it up at Dave and I'm like, Dave, squint.
Oh.
I
But
probably
it's
shouldn't
what
squint. I need
Yeah.
to find the right focal
Yeah.
length.
Oh, here, let me not that way, this way.
There we go. We should put it on the spinner at the end.
Yes.
But yeah, so you can see it's a little blurry.
Sorry, it's a little blurry, but
Yeah.
you can see it.
So what I'm doing there is I am taking all of my time and I am touching up all the little wiggly lines. So they're supposed to be really blurry. Other than the blurriness of the camera. But I'm touching them up and very softly going through with the different shades of blue to have that kind of softness to it. I don't know how else to explain it. The outside bits, the glowy bits of the lightning.
It's the fuzzy. It's a corona of around the lightning. I know that's not the nice word to use right now, but that's
so
what it would be. It's the
so
glow.
there's a
around it.
small glare from the light that's like reflecting off of it, looking weird.
The
But
halation around the light.
yeah, but basically it's kind of those tendrily things coming up from his pauldron upwards. And then once I'm satisfied with how those tendrils look, I'm going to ask for the white. And then I will go in and drive myself insane trying to make the tiniest little highlights I can possibly do. And then I'll pop him on the spinner and we can see where he's at.
Cool.
But basically it's just a lot of layers of, I sketched it in with the sky blue, and then I went over that with a diluted dark Prussian blue so that it was very, very soft as an outline. And then I've just been going back between a diluted sky blue and a diluted Prussian blue. And in between doing that, I also took a little bit of black and mixed it with that Prussian blue to go in at the darkest little parts in between some of those tendrils so that the contrast really started to pop a lot more. So hopefully it'll look like lightning.
Hooray!
But it's looking pretty cool right now. So I'm pleased.
Yep. No, it's looking great.
Nothing else will
Definitely
be
good.
done on this mini, but he'll have a really cool lightning shoulder.
Yeah, no, it looks really
Yep.
cool.
It
I
does.
think it's cool to, like, as you said, kind of focus in on one of those details.
A particular aspect, yeah, for sure. We don't have to have mini.
Oh,
don't have
Vallejo or
minis
scale
finished.
color paints? We are using Vallejo.
Yeah. Yep. Mostly Vallejo. I'm using a little bit of Privateer Press P3 paints.
But for specifically Gretchen's,
Oh yeah.
is all Vallejo.
Yep.
And Dave, did you want to give us a little update on your
Sure.
painting guy? Painted guy? Nope. There we go.
Cool. So there he's coming along. I'm trying to, at the moment, just going through and hitting the highlights of the largest areas. So on his pauldron here, that nice sort of bright red towards the top of his pauldron over here. I'm going to work a little bit on the top of his armor, top of the carapace there. And then hit smaller areas down here. That armor plate on his thigh there is going to get quite a bit of light coming down to it. And the top of the his greave here, just across the top of the knee there, it's going to get some highlight. And as will this one, just a little bit. But I don't want to take this bright red down into the sort of the shaded areas of his greave there. I mean, you could, and it would probably look just fine, but this just sort of accentuates that. The shadows are down here, down at this level, and the highlights are up here. You have more light hitting the model at the top. So these are some big guys, and they cast some pretty big shadows. So that's what I'm doing. So at the moment, I'm just mixing a tiny bit of bone white from Vallejo into the bloody red. I don't want it to go pink, but having the yellow in that bone white means it gets a little bit of orange as well. So it's not quite peachy, but it's kind of more on its direction towards peach than yellow or white. So just catching some of those areas there. And sometimes what I'll do, if I feel I've made that lightest highlight a little bit too big with kind of that peachy look, I can come back with just the straight red, the bright bloody red there, and kind of paint over that, just thin it down a little bit and do a glaze. So it makes that brighter because it's going over that kind of that lighter base color. So that's looking pretty good. And I'll add a little bit of that in on top of this the panel there. So cool. So that's what I'm working on there. And I think at the moment I'm going to ask myself, Gretchen,
Yeah.
did you get up to anything exciting over the break? You don't have to answer that, of course, if you don't want to. That's fine.
Yeah, if you haven't noticed, guys, I got engaged.
Woo!
Yeah.
Nice one. Congratulations.
Hooray!
Yay!
Claps in the chat. Woo!
Oh, cool. Cat's here. Excellent. Cool. Yes, congratulations, Gretchen.
Yeah, I got engaged over Christmas.
Gretchen told us the story earlier.
Oh, right.
It's quite funny. It's quite funny.
Dave was making fun of me. So
I was not making fun of you.
No,
Well, I
it
was a little bit,
funny.
but
A little bit. Okay, so I knew that he was gonna ask because he was suspicious. But he didn't ask when I thought he was gonna ask. So, what ended up happening was he was like, "Oh, I got you something to keep your feet warm, and I got you something to keep your heart warm." And I opened up my presents, and it was like pajamas, and then like an Instapot. And I was like, "All right, guess I was wrong. Never wrong, but okay." And so I was a little salty. And then
the guy got you an Instapot. Please, how can you be salty about that? Keep going. Keep going.
We have a neighbor that we've been quarantining with, and we went to their house for Christmas because it's been nigh impossible to not quarantine with them due to car troubles and whatnot. So since none of us could actually see our family, we were like, okay, well, we've had to be within a distance of each other. So we had dinner, and opening presents there is when he actually proposed. But because I had been expecting it in the morning, and I had been like sleuthing it out, and I was like, I think that he's gonna do this. When he did propose, there was like a beat. There was like a moment where I didn't say anything, which is not what you're supposed to do. But it was only because in my brain, my first impulse, like the impulsive answer that I had was, aha! I knew it! Like, complete with the pointing. Like, my body, if it would have been on video, you would have seen my body, like, my shoulders just shift. It probably would have looked like I was about to fight someone. However, in my brain, even though I went to do that, I didn't. I was still like, that's not important. That's not what you should do.
Yes.
That is not the correct response. This is not Scooby-Doo, and I am not unmasking a villain. I should probably not point my finger like I am in a Phoenix Wright game and yell, aha. So in that moment of my brain, like, loading alternate options, like saying yes, or doing anything else really other than that, I terrified everyone. And then instead, I was like, okay, I have to actually, like, accept now, otherwise it's gonna be weird. Because, it wasn't already. And so instead of saying yes, all I blurted out was, I thought you were gonna do it this morning. And then I said yes.
You got there in the end.
I did. Sequence of events. Order of operations in my brain. But what I did not do was yell, aha, and point exaggeratedly at the man on his knees in front of me. So
that's probably a good day.
it still would have been in character for me. I really wanted to yell, I knew it! But I didn't. I did not. I kept it together. It was...
Good job. Good job.
Everyone was so proud of me. After they realized I was laughing. I think I was laughing so hard. Like, because no one else was in my brain, so they didn't know what my immediate response was. And so I just confused everyone.
Excellent.
And I was like, that's,
Nice.
But he chose me. So he has to deal with that. I've also told him at one point in time.
Wait, are you like Pikachu?
I choose you.
At one point in time, we were watching a little anime together, and like someone returns from the dead unexpectedly, and everyone's like, just readily accepts them as like back from the dead. And I turned to him and I said, if we're ever in a situation where you're like supposed to be dead and you pop back up like that, my first instinct is to stab you.
Rough.
And he goes, I know, that was it. But he's like, what? Because we're watching this. And my logic is sound. Like, they're in this anime, and like, people.
Well, it is an anime.
Yeah, it's an anime, and you're not supposed to just die, and so, or come back. And so I was like, no, in this situation, not just like in general, not if like you go to the grocery store and someone's like, he's died, and then like you walk through the door, you know what I mean? But like in this situation, like, that's suspicious.
Yep.
And he was like, that's still, and I was like, no, it's not mean, because you know me, and we've had this conversation, so if it was really you, you'd dodge. If it was really you and not an imposter, you dodge. That's
nice.
I
will admit, my wife and I have not had that conversation.
What to do to prove you're not an imposter?
Some key.
No, about what we would do if one of us died and then came back to life.
Oh, yeah. No, it's
Would it be a pet cemetery situation?
Exactly, which is why my instinct is stab.
Yeah, for sure.
Like, like impulse, just instinct. And I told him that. I was like, I wouldn't even think, no thoughts. There'd be zero neuro waves going on in my brain.
Only one neuro wave.
Just one. Stab. And now he's prepared. He knows where my brain goes.
That's true.
People coming back from it is suspicious in general, yes, which is why I think I'm very valid.
Yeah. Definitely.
First miniature I painted was an ice dragon here on
Yeah?
the show.
Nice.
Yeah, because Rick was like, hey, you want to be on a show? And he didn't tell me what it was.
What the show was?
No, he's just like, come be on a show. Come work here. I didn't know what I was interviewing for when I came interview here. I was told I was going to like say some stuff on a teleprompter.
Right.
And that was it. And then Rick was like, come paint minis! Woohoo! Have you ever done that? And I was like, I've painted. Not minis,
Not
but
minis,
I've painted.
But sure,
So,
let's try it.
yeah, first mini I've ever painted was on the show, and it was a ice dragon, which I still have somewhere. And then favorite miniatures? I like dragons. I think they're fun. They're like dinosaurs. They have wings. They're fantastical, and there's a lot of dry brushing involved. And I feel like you can just choose your favorite color and then make it pretty.
Yeah, that's true.
So yeah. What about you, Dave?
Excellent. First miniature? I cannot remember that far back. I think I painted my first mini when I was like, maybe like 10, 9 or 10. Would have been a D&D
Wow,
mini.
and that was only 10 years ago.
Yeah. Only 10 years ago.
Only like 15 years ago, right, Dave? I'm really funny, I'm sorry.
You are
hilarious,
Leona.
So, but no, it was a while ago. It was probably a dwarf adventurer. It may not have been though. But that was my first character was a dwarf fighter. So it could have been that. I think my first wargaming miniature that I painted was a Gretchen from Space Crusade. Gretchen with an I.
See, some
Not with
people
an
do
E.
try to spell my name that way, and now I look at them suspiciously.
Yep.
Now I'm like, are you just secretly a little nerd in somewhere?
Do you play Warhammer? Yep. So that'd be that. And favorite miniature? None. I don't like any of them. I don't like miniatures. That's a lie, of course. I love all of them. But yeah, I don't have a favorite. Something amusing that my youngest daughter Lucy started doing just the other day was she's learned how to like save photos from Google image search and compile them into a document, kind of like a PowerPoint presentation.
Yeah.
Yeah. So she came down and said to me, "Daddy, what's your favorite animal?" And I was like, "I have no idea. I don't have a favorite animal. I love them all." Not really. But she said, "Okay, well, I'll have a think about it, and I'll give you a favorite animal." So tonight she actually went along and printed out her page of photos that she'd collected. And my favorite animal is now a parrot. Or parrots in general, I guess.
That's
So,
nice.
It is nice. It's quite funny.
I always loved when my brothers were at the age where they would just tell me weird things.
Yeah.
Like that was my favorite.
Definitely cool. So it's nice. It's cool. And so now I have an answer if anybody else
Yeah,
asks
it's a
me that
parrot.
question. What's your favorite animal? Parrot.
Parrot.
I have a page of photos to prove it. Which is cool.
I don't know who the whole community is, but Star Wars miniatures, is that like a question of do we paint them? Do we like them? Do we have them? Because the answer is the same to all of that. Yes.
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 Favorite animals and puppets.
Oh, James says, I do have a favorite miniature. It's the one that I'm painting now. When I happen to be painting. Yeah, that's probably pretty true. Somebody says, my favorite animal is from the Muppets. Good answer. Good answer. Very cool. Okay.
You're like, oh, my favorite animal is a parrot, and here is this PowerPoint presentation about
That I now have.
Yep.
That's so great, though.
So yeah, basically my wife taught her how to do cut and paste. So yeah, she just spent the whole evening going and grabbing photos and creating this big presentation. It was pretty cool. It's like I might have been cutting those out of magazines when I was her age. But there we go.
There was this animal magazine. I'm not going to remember what it was called.
Was it Ranger Rick?
Yes.
Yeah. I might have had an obsession. It's fine.
And I always wanted it, but I could only ever get it at the library. And let me tell you, it was always beat up because it was a magazine.
Oh no,
And
we
everyone
had
had
them
already done the
sent
games
directly
and
to the house.
everything. And taken a cool poster, but I love those magazines.
I love Ranger Rick so much.
Excellent.
Favorite Marvel miniature?
Ooh, good question. I don't know.
I don't know if I've seen very many Marvel miniatures. But I did really like the Spider-Man that we painted.
Right. Yeah. We should maybe paint some more of those.
Yeah, we should.
We should look into that. We shouldn't do Thanos because he's really big.
Does he not count as a mini?
Pardon?
So does he not count as a
He's
mini?
going to count as a mini. No, he's still a mini.
He's a biggie.
And really a bigature. But he does look very cool.
Yeah, if you remember your first mini, put it in the chat.
Yep.
Josh Potter says, my first mini ever painted was RAFM Brother John. Friar Tuck.
Oh, Raffen's. Oh, cool. Excellent.
Yeah, Crisis Protocol does have a bunch of Marvel minis. Honestly, that's the one I was thinking of.
Oh, it is. Yeah, it's all Marvel minis. But yeah. Yeah.
And James says he does not have one. A first mini, maybe? Or a favorite Marvel mini?
A favorite one. Yeah.
Mouse Guard. That's what Byron says. And a favorite Star Wars mini? The Mandalorian that we just saw.
That we just saw. Excellent.
Honestly, that was my favorite.
So mine has
Also,
to
every
be...
Chris Gorka Marvel Star Wars mini.
So I feel like mine has to be whenever we repainted the X-Wing
Right. Yep.
minis, because I got Mark Hamill to like that.
Yeah, that's certainly cool.
And because of it, the GM of our Force and Destiny campaign was listening in on that, and he had to. The deal was if I put graffiti on that X-Wing that he had put up, then in our session, the next session, we would find that X-Wing, and my character would get to graffiti it.
Yeah.
And if Mark Hamill liked the tweet, then my character instantly got Jedi status.
Yeah. That's cool.
And that was like the day the game was over, too. So I never really got to do anything with it. I was like, yes. And he was like, you were going to be a Jedi anyway. You already had a lightsaber. And I was like, yeah, but it wasn't official. Now it's official. So I really liked the little X-Wing. I have it somewhere. I also have a stormtrooper tripping on a banana.
Oh, yeah.
I like.
Yeah.
Yeah, him.
I remember him.
I still have him.
I totally remember him. I love him.
Yeah.
Because the whole time we were like, it looks like he's falling.
Yeah,
So you painted a banana.
Well, because like the stormtrooper, they're not super difficult color-wise, right? So, the miniature itself is slightly off balance because he's supposed to be running, but it just looks like he's in the middle of like a fall, like a face plant. So I painted a very quick banana peel, and so now I have this little miniature at home with all my other minis of a stormtrooper slipping on a banana peel.
Excellent. Excellent. I think I still have the mini that I converted. I converted the Boba Fett.
Yes.
The Star Wars Legion Boba Fett. When we'd only seen the back of the Mandalorian
Oh, right.
from that promo image.
Yes.
So I was like, oh, maybe if I do this. So, yeah, I did a little bit of conversion
Many
work.
moons ago. That was
Oh, no,
super
we-
cool.
Not just the back. We did see there was one of the first front promo shots where he's sort of striding forward.
Yes.
We did do that, but I still have that floating around somewhere at home. So that was fun.
Sumkey says, my first mini was a word bearer for 40k.
Oh, cool. Excellent. Word Bearers, also one of the original Space Marine Legions.
What was their color?
They started out as like a gray, like a slate gray, but they turned to chaos as well. Actually, Erebus, one of the Word Bearer chaplains, was the guy who... Pardon?
Sad that they turned to chaos.
You're sad?
Yes, I'm sad.
Yeah, you're sad. Erebus was not. He was the one who actually caused the entire Horus Heresy. So he's a terrible, terrible person. But yeah, so during that period, they switched from grey to red armor. And so now in 40k, they have red armor.
Okay.
But,
Josh
yeah.
Potter said, I did a custom Marvel Hero Clicks Deadpool in his gray suit from the Cable and Deadpool series. Well, that's cool.
Cool. Excellent.
For our Marvel miniatures.
Nice.
And James says, my favorite mini is the Unseen Marauder from Battletech. Excuse me.
Cool. So he says, hey, the Emperor was a real dick to them. Of course they turned to chaos. That's kind of fair. Kind of a fair assessment.
Smog the Dragon. Yeah. Dave, you painted that, right?
Yeah, I painted a Smog. Yep.
Do we have a favorite Lord of the Rings miniature?
I don't know.
Which one did I
Probably.
recently see? Somebody posted in the group. Oh.
Not sure.
Oh, it was either a Frodo or a Gandalf. No, it was Gandalf.
Okay.
Remember, your friend posted it. Gandalf riding on a white horse. This
My
was
friend?
A while ago, yeah.
I don't have any friends.
You have many friends.
That's why I'm confused. I can't remember who it was. But was it Brian? Brian Delaney?
Yes,
Okay, cool. Excellent.
and it was amazing. That is my favorite Lord of the Rings miniature.
Okay.
Gandalf the White on
On Shadowfax.
Shadowfax,
Yep.
who I always think talks, but he doesn't.
He is Lord of the Horses.
I think he
He
does
is-
actually talk to like the other horses.
Yeah.
He communicates somehow. Like he's sentient.
Yeah, he's just that. It's that he's descended from the horses that used to talk.
Right. I think it's one where like he can understand sort of human speech and then relay those things to the other horses, perhaps. I don't know. But I actually just, over the break, I painted up a Lord of the Rings Iron Hills Dwarf Army for Dave, the owner of Titan Games and Hobbies, just down the street.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. And I dropped it off tonight. I would have had it here, but I had to drop it off to him. But it was basically the Iron Hills army from The Hobbit.
Okay.
And because it's because Games Workshop has the movie license, it's the things from the movie. So there are the goat riders.
Right.
So the dwarves on goats with big spears, and there's so I think maybe my favorite model at the moment would be the chariot, the ram chariot.
Oh.
So it's a big metal dwarf chariot that's pulled by six rams. That was a lot of fun to paint. Definitely cool. Or maybe it's Dane Ironfoot mounted on his enormous pig. If you're not sure what I'm talking about, go and have a look at
I don't
The
know what
Hobbit.
you're talking about.
The Hobbit: Battle of the Five Armies.
Okay.
So the third movie of the trilogy.
Welcome back, Gary. Thanks for
Cool.
joining.
Excellent.
Josh Potter says Tom Bombadil. Ooh, I haven't seen a Tom Bombadil mini.
The GW Tom Bombadil mini is pretty cool, except for the yellow boots. Nah, just kidding. Yellow boots are fine.
And then Josh Potter says, or Frodo wearing the One Ring. It's just a base.
It's the quickest to paint, for sure.
Somkey says that Shadowfax talks to other horses, but he's really negative.
Yes. Nice one.
Oh, Sean has the dwarf riders.
Yep. Oh, yep. Very cool. They are neat. I did enjoy painting those. But yeah, so got to paint a lot of spearmen and crossbowmen and a huge ballista. Enormous. But yeah, definitely very cool. I'll post some photos up in the group this week.
Oh yeah, I'd like that. Earlier, Help Community said, my first was a Warhammer Imperial Guard. Their first mini.
Oh, fantastic. I'm a big fan of the Imperial Guard.
Why are they riding dwarves?
Pardon?
Why are the riders riding dwarves?
I have the dwarf riders.
No,
Well.
the dwarves are the riders.
No, they are riding dwarfs.
They are?
Because they're it's because they're actually afraid of heights, so they want to be able to ride something but not be too high off the ground. So no, they of course not. The dwarfs are riding goats and rams and pigs.
All right. Hit me up some white.
Wait, I
Okay.
think I can get you white without throwing it. Do you want me to do that or?
No, we want to throw things.
Yeah,
Okay.
we like throwing things.
Okay.
Yep. Just a reminder that we have a big plastic screen in front of us.
Ready?
Okay,
Ready?
getting the arc right. Yes.
Oh!
Hey.
Let- Teamwork.
My first
Very
mini
nice.
was Form Geander
Ooh,
from Geander.
I'm looking. Where is it?
What type of brushes are you using?
I am using
Oh,
small Artificer Layer Citadel for the fine detail work on this lightning, which as soon as I'm done with the white, I'll either Leona can walk him around or
you
we
can toss him over. I'll catch him.
Yeah.
I don't
I'll
want him
walk
to
him. I'll walk
smudge.
him.
Not
Oh,
after
okay,
all
no, that's
the...
fair. We'll let him dry first then.
I will calmly walk him.
Oh,
Bring
you
him.
guys are
Leona will calmly walk him over so that you guys can
no fun.
see.
Cool. Yes. I am using a brush from Broken Toad, who are an English company. So this is a size 2, and it's from their miniature series Mark III. So it's very cool. It's quite. It's got a pretty big. Actually, if you can edge down a little bit, Leona,
Oh, sorry.
that's cool. Just so you can see the brush against the palette.
I'm distracted by the chat.
That's okay.
Just read in the chat.
There we go. So it's actually, you can see there, it's got quite a big belly to it, just like me. But which means it can hold a lot of paint. So if you're doing a large area, you don't have to load up your brush, keep loading up your brush as often. Because it's a sable brush, natural hair brush, you can get very fine lines with it. So it has a really nice point to it. There, yeah. So I really enjoy using this size 2, and I try to use it for as much as possible on the mini. But
I feel like that's your go-to brush.
oh, it is, yeah, without a doubt.
It's a very nice brush.
I go through these probably 5 or 10 times as fast as any other brush that I use. Just because I use it all the time.
Every day needs a new brush.
No, it's not every day. No, these ones usually last me about 6 months, maybe a little bit longer. So.
Oh, Josh Potter says, for brushes, I stocked up on a bunch of super cheap watercolor brushes with surprisingly small bristles. Rounds between number 2 and 000.
Ooh.
I 50 cents at Hobby Lobby.
My goodness.
Are Game Workshop shades the best shades?
I don't know. They're good. I have non-oil right here. I have some of the contrast paints, which you can also use as for shading. I'm not sure. Don't know if they're the best, but they're pretty good. I also like the shades from the Army Painter as well, and particularly like the colored shades from the Army Painter. So like the reds and the purples. But their strong tone and soft tone are super cool too. I don't know. The best is always a really tough thing to answer.
Because I think it depends on what you want
Exactly.
to do with it. Because didn't
Yeah.
you say, am I wrong in this, that the Army Painter has a little bit less pigment in their paint washes? So they run a little thin, like they look thinner because they're not
little
as
thinner?
dark.
I'm not sure. It's possible. I do think that they're pretty close to the Citadel shades. But yeah, a lot of it's sort of down to sort of experimenting and finding out what works for you, for your painting style, all that sort of fun stuff. Sometimes for me, it's I'll have some things that some paints that I really have to have. I really want to use. So charred brown is one of those. I love ivory, so the Vallejo ivory. Gonna have that. I love the P3 coal black. But when it comes to reds, for some reason, I'm not exactly sure. It would be like I'll start using like burnt red from Vallejo, and I use that for probably like 18 months as the base color for my red, and you like ran through a couple of pots of that during that time, a couple of bottles of it. But when I went to pick up some more burnt red because I'd run out, they didn't have any, and Cavalry Brown was like the closest color to it, so I've grabbed that and I'm using that now.
And now it's your best friend.
Yeah, kind of.
Kind of like your favorite animal. It's just
Kind of like my
just
favorite
happened.
animal. Exactly. My daughter has a presentation on it.
Cavalry Brown.
But I guess what I'm saying is that in like the next time, if I need to go and buy some Cavalry Brown and they're out of Cavalry Brown,
You'll
I might
just
end up
pick
with
up-
burnt red again,
Yeah.
or I might get like Mephiston red from Citadel or something like that. But there are some colors that I go, I'm not as wed to,
Right.
I guess, because they're fairly close to other colors. But
Let's take a look at the rest of the minis that we had from the
yeah, let's do
Facebook
that.
group.
That'd be cool.
Do-do-do.
Do-do-do. Do-do-do.
The spiel is we gather these minis from the Facebook group.
Oh.
If you would like to join, head on over to Facebook and click Painting Happy Little Minis. Shout out
Yep.
to Dave for letting in lots of people.
Did
And-
I?
Yeah. I looked at the history.
Did
thing,
I leave the
it was
door
like-
open?
It
I'm
was like
sorry.
Dave let this person in, Dave let this person in, and I was like, I've really been slacking.
Yeah, you took like 3 weeks off though, didn't you? It felt like that.
Yeah, it was
Sorry, I'm
something
just going to
like
quickly
that. It
look
was
for.
great. But anyway, post them in there, then I gather them for the show. That's where they're found.
Yeah.
All new Google Forms that you can find on Twitch if you do not want to do Facebook.
Excellent.
And I'll put it in the YouTube soon.
Right.
So we have Keith Compton with a Marvel Crisis Protocol Storm.
Hooray!
Speaking
Talk about Marvel
of-
Crisis Protocol. Yep. This is a very cool storm. I really like
I
this.
love the wispy texture. of
clouds.
Yep. So it's definitely a great addition to it, and sort of covering the foot connection to the base is kind of that idea there. So she looks like she's floating. A very interesting sort of stylistic approach there, and I think Keith has got some gloss varnish on here that's sort of enhancing that shine. You can see across her shoulders and her
right.
collarbone there, and then down onto the arms and the hands. There's particular highlighting approach there, which is looking pretty neat.
Awesome.
And yeah, and I'm loving the gold as well. The gold is looking very cool on her around her bracelets and across the top of her outfit there. But yeah, nice work, Keith. This is looking really good. Very cool.
Kelly
Oh.
Scott with the Star Wars Legion Boba Fett.
Yep. This is looking really cool as well. So having spoken about the Mandalorian and Boba Fett's return, but no, I think this has got a great. The colors are really nice. The colors are really close to the original Boba Fett costume, and the damage that Kelly's painted on there is looking really nice, particularly on the breastplate. It's looking quite cool.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, I'm just liking this
The
all around.
colors are really good. Like,
Yeah.
I'm thinking of the original, and I'm like, man.
Yeah, the big one is that that desaturated red
Yes.
is super close. Yeah, Kelly's done a great job here. Nice work. Oh, cool.
Louise was able to get a bunch of stuff based.
Yep. So these are all Adeptus Mechanicus models from Warhammer 40,000. The Adeptus Mechanicus are the folks who make all of the things, or all of the war machines.
Hence the Mechanicus.
Mechanicus, yep, the mechanic part. So yeah, these are really nice. The kind of standard, I guess the standard look is red armor, but Louise has gone for a really cool sort of bluish purplish tinged armor there, which is looking great. I think it might be it looks like a metallic, sort of deep metallic blue.
That's true.
Such
Yeah,
purple.
I think it is actually.
Yeah, but it's popping really nicely against that sort of that Martian base kind of look.
Yeah.
The Martian that Martian base is a fairly sort of standard one for Adeptus Mechanicus because they're based on Mars.
Oh.
Okay.
So, but yeah, it's just definitely a great look, and I love the way Louise has worked it up onto the models, so you can particularly see it in the model at the back there, and so yeah, the robots towards the back. But yeah, looking really good. Nice work, Louise. It's always nice to get all your stuff done and finished up. Matthew, a new plan every year is a benchmark figure. I did see this post, and I think this is a very cool idea. So, like at the beginning of each year, in that like the first week of January, paint a model that's just going to be the benchmark. Here's where I am now, and so each year you can add it to the shelf and see your painting progression,
Oh, that's fun.
which is
Yeah,
definitely
I
cool.
like that idea too. And is really smart because I think it's probably hard. Like, unless you're constantly taking pictures
Yep.
of your minis, it's
Yep.
easy to forget how well you've done.
Yeah. Some people are super good at sort of keeping things together, or keeping things in a place, or knowing where stuff is. I'm terrible at that. So I'm pretty sure that it was probably about 20 years ago that I lost the first mini that I ever painted. So, so I don't have those. I don't have any. Probably the earliest minis that I have are ones that I painted.
Last year.
No, maybe about 20 years ago. I didn't lose the ones that I'd just painted. I lost the ones that I'd painted 15 years before that kind of thing. But yeah, I think this is a great idea, and I think it's a very cool looking mini too. I love that, particularly the highlighting on the beard is what I'm going to focus on there. Rather than just painting a brown beard or a grey beard.
Right.
Matthew's painted that brown and got the highlighting in there, the
the gray.
wispy grey around the edges, and the mustache looks very cool. So yeah,
A very natural hair tone. Like, that's how people's beards will
Yeah.
look, you know?
yep, definitely. So no, he looks great. Nice work, Matthew. Mike.
Mike.
Woo!
My chunky boy on the left next to Dave's chunky boy.
Yep. So these were the zombie ogres from the WizKids Paint Night kit
Yes.
that we did. Did we do that in October
Yep.
or November?
Yes.
Yep, October, November.
And then we gave them away.
A world
Yeah,
away.
we did indeed. And yeah, Mike won my dude on the right there, which is kind of cool. I'm looking at him. It's like I didn't think I painted him like that. So I guess I did. My memory is terrible. But no, I think that your guy looks great. Nice work, Mike. I like the. I do particularly like that the exposed muscles underneath the skin there.
Mm-hmm.
I went for a sort of much darker kind of look, but Mike makes a little bit more sense, I think,
Yeah.
having that, because you've got that, that skin coloration there. I don't know, but I think it looks good. Very cool. I think Mike's also done a much neater job on those wrappings. Mine was obviously rushed. Maybe we did that on a 2-hour show.
Yeah.
But yeah, nice work, Mike. Looks great.
Nate
Ooh.
Hickey with a Dragonborn Paladin.
Yeah, this looks very cool. There's
And they
very
had
much
painted them. So fun story about this is they painted these for their party members as like a Christmas gift.
Oh, wow, cool.
They had all of their party members painted up, which I thought was really nice.
Yeah, that's definitely cool. Nice work, Nate. I think, yeah, this looks really cool. I think I guess the way that the coloration with the Dragonborn head is there, it has and the way it comes down at the back, it has a very Predator kind of feel to it. But no, this is looking nice. I'm really liking the silver work on the armor there, particularly that forward greave on the left leg. It's looking very nice. It's got that great shading in there. But yeah, fantastic idea. Great, a very nice thing to do for your party, Nate. And I hope they were all very happy with them.
Yeah.
Yeah, they look great. Nice work.
Sharon
Ooh, Sharon.
decided to go a bit bolder with colors.
It's always fun to go more
Mission
bold with
accomplished.
I'm
just gonna say
very
super mission.
successful.
Very successful, yeah. And definitely, yellows, oranges, blues, reds, greens, purples. You got everything there, and it's all working incredibly well. But it doesn't feel like it all feels natural. It's not overly garish or anything like that.
Mm-hmm.
It's not a rainbow blend or anything. But it's it's just all working really nicely. I love working the blue into the eyeshadow and the lips of that green face. Looks really nice.
And I just noticed now, but actually the hands are a little bit bluer
Yeah,
than the rest. Then it fades up to green,
yeah,
which is a super cool way to kind of balance to match the blue with the
yeah. To bring that blue
into the
up
green.
to the face. Yeah, they take it all the way past the red. Yeah, definitely. And I think that sort of the brassy, bronzy, or the brassy look, I guess, of the armor, particularly those scales, is really nice and crisp. So, yeah, awesome work, Sharon. This looks great.
Sean,
excellent.
Order of the Stick.
These are cool. I don't know where these are from because I'm terrible.
These are from a these are from a web comic,
Webcomic. Okay, right here.
and
Yep.
Obviously they're just 3D versions of them. So
Yeah, they are. They are all very cool. I love the style of the minis themselves, and I think Sean's done a great job here with painting them. Brought out that they've got. I guess they're going to have all have their own character to them, but there's a kind of a certain goofiness to them, and maybe not goofiness, maybe happiness
yeah,
to them. Yeah, they do look happy.
his friend had they're from Moreland Miniatures.
Moreland Miniatures, cool.
Moreland Miniatures, thanks, Sean. His
Excellent.
friend had requested that they be part of the banner, and I said yes. They are very
Yes.
happy.
They are indeed happy, painted happy little minis. Yeah, nice work, Sean. They look great.
Good.
Very cool.
Last one for tonight.
Oh, and one that's not so happy.
No. Literal opposite.
Not happy at all.
Yes, not happy, Jan. Yep, this looks great. Sleepwalker. So the Reaper Bones Fire Giant, and I think it's great to put it into that into like a snowy environment. It's like the fire hasn't gone out completely, but no, I like that the I guess the richness and the warmth of the again the brass.
Yeah, brass.
The brassy kind of look there, the coppery brass kind of look. There's that warmth to it. True. And where almost everything else, obviously the red is that bright and warm, but almost everything else has a very chill kind of feel, not relaxed, but looks like there's a chill in the air, particularly that head and the way that that texture around the collar at the top. I don't think it is dusted with snow or anything, but it just has that frosty feel to match the base. And so I think you've done a fantastic job there of putting it into an environment that you might not have expected it.
Right.
Just expected to see a fire giant, and really connecting it to that environment. So yeah, beautiful work. Nice one.
He needs to build a fire. He's chilly.
Yes.
I think I'm also impressed that he looks like chilly, like his skin.
Yeah.
Has that
Yep.
chilly feel, but
Definitely.
very cool.
And somebody says, "Well, I hope a fire giant has warmth to it."
Okay.
Me too.
Okay.
Otherwise, it's just a frost giant, right?
Yes.
Frost giant in fire giant clothing. But no, nice work. Looks great.
Great job, everyone. Dave, did you want to put your miniature on the spinner? Are you ready
No.
for that?
No, I'm not ready for it. I probably should though, shouldn't
Okay.
I? It's a couple of minutes to go. Okay, I did not get him finished,
okay.
so I apologize for that.
Distract them long enough for me to try to get this lightning under control.
Sure. Cool. Okay, I'm popping the mini on the spinner now. I can talk about the things I would have done.
Yeah, go ahead.
Sure. Okay. So one of the things I usually do here, so after I went through and painted all of that that red, got the highlights and the shading in, I painted his face, and then because almost everything else, I haven't finished the louvers at the back there. I should have painted those black as well. But everything is going to be typically black or metallic of some kind. So this big storm bolter here would have a black casing with silver barrels, silver magazines, silver sort of action at the back. On the side, he's got a winged skull, which I'd probably paint gold. I'm just going to send him back for a second. Across his chest, he has a chest eagle there, which I would probably do the centerpiece, which I'm not sure exactly. It looks a little bit like a bullet, not a bullet, but like a round bolter shell in the center. I'd probably do that gold, and then the eagle itself, the wings would be white. I'd go with like a light gray, something like this as a base for it, and then highlight it with white. Do that kind of thing. Down on his leg there is a purity seal. So I'd paint the parchment of that, a sort of a bony parchment color. Same with the skull, the floating servo skull there. And on his shoulder is what's called the Crux Terminatus. So it's a Terminator cross on there, and it's said to contain a sliver of the Emperor's armor. Just a sliver. Just a slight one. But those are carved out of stone and then affixed to the shoulder pads. So usually you'll see those done in either a gray stone or a more like a sandstone kind of look, or a marble kind of look. So I think on the, I'm just going to show this quickly on the, sorry, there we go. Can't quite see him, there we go. So on his shoulder pad, it's painted gray, and on the artwork here, it's a more of a bone sort of color.
But that's okay.
So with this, I'd probably go with the
only wet bit is the lightning attempt. Since I spent the whole time on one technique.
That's cool. If you look at mine, I just spend it on painting red. So it's all good.
That looks
we
so
go.
much better, not on
Oh.
blurry hands, but there's a little bit more gradient, I feel like, in real life.
That's very cool.
I would probably, if I had more time, clean it up a little bit. The hard part is I feel like I need a little bit finer of a brush.
Right. I'm just
What,
going to keep turning this the other way.
what I would do if I were working
Hang on a second. Yep, keep
with
going.
a larger surface is typically I would let my brush go a little bit, like let my wrist go a little bit more floppy, a little bit less controlled, so that I would get a more organic feel to how the lightning was moving.
Right.
Where with this one, I didn't feel like I had the space or the small enough of the, like, if I would literally have to get like a nail art
Right.
brush, I feel like, to have just like 1 or 2 hairs on it.
Yep.
But I don't dislike that. I especially I like the more faded out ones because I feel they look more airbrushed almost, like you would see on
Yeah.
those like hippie vans.
I was going to say, I wouldn't have got a hippie van. I sort of like the most awesome panel vans ever. Sure, keep going. Like a wizard shooting lightning bolts from his
Yeah.
hand.
So I definitely like how those came out more. I would probably play with it a little bit more to heighten the contrast but soften the lines, if that makes sense.
Sure.
Still keep them a little angular. And then what I'd really like to do is play off of that in the gun to almost make it look like it's in reaction to his weapon.
Okay,
And then do bits of lightning elsewhere.
sure.
That were a little bit more, I don't know, purposeful.
Yep.
I guess.
Oh, that's cool.
But no, that was really fun. I like how it came out. I'll take a picture of just a single pauldron.
Yep. It does look very cool. I can almost imagine the this approach, not these colors
Yeah.
at all, but this approach in a kind of like a zombie on a zombie
Yeah,
model
where it's like veins.
veins, and it's the black zombie blood sort of spreading out,
Yeah.
infecting.
Well, if you
It
look
has
at,
that. I reckon we should do that again sometime
should.
this year.
Have you ever seen a picture of like lightning and then like tree roots and then like the human vein system
yeah.
all next to each other because they match? Yeah.
Yeah, I think that'd be great.
And their
yeah.
random squiggles and lines and whatnot. So yeah, I think the base of where that lightning is coming up. And maybe it's just me looking up here rather than on there because I feel like it looks more blended in person.
Sure. It's the lighting. I always say that. I always blame that.
But I would probably
For
blend
sure.
it out a touch more. It just takes forever.
It does.
Oh,
Forever.
forever.
So you can.
That's my downfall on this show is I get impatient.
So now you've got to imagine an entire army of these guys.
Yeah,
Like
that's why I
40,
don't
50,
play.
60 miniatures.
No.
No? Okay. Maybe one day. One mini at a time.
I'll paint them for other people.
Yeah. But no.
I'll be like, this is fun to paint. Tell me of your battles. I'll be like the bard. I did that for someone. I had a friend, and she, 1 year in college, she would tell me her tabletop battles,
Okay.
and I would turn them into whatever poem was requested of me that semester.
Right. Awesome.
Living my best bard life.
Nice. That's cool. Excellent.
All right.
So I said my wife I would do this
Oh.
because I have to ask, my God, how did I get here? And my wonderful shirt. My wife got me this for Christmas. So anybody who likes talking heads. Anyway, keep going. So that's it. We're
That's
kind
it.
of at the
That's
end of
Painting happy little minis.
evening edition.
Evening edition.
Evening edition. The late show.
The Late Late Show with Gretchen and Dave.
Awesome. So yeah, the first one for 2021.
Oh,
In the books.
man. That's fun.
Yep. Only another 51 to go.
I like your quick mental math there. Fantastic. Maybe we'll
my
actually get to
strong
go to a
suit.
convention this year. Fingers crossed.
Fingers crossed.
All right.
PAX Unplugged in beginning of December. I'm looking at you.
You might need to look a little harder than that, but it's.
Adepticon 2022. I'm looking at you. We will be there.
Oh.
Well, I will be there.
I was gonna say I don't know where I'm
Nah.
gonna be in 2022.
Who knows? Who knows? But anyway, cool.
All right. Well, Happy New Year, everyone. Thanks for sticking with us for yet another year of painting happy little minis and another time evening edition.
New time slot.
Yeah. That's
Enjoy it.
fun.
It is very cool. So don't forget to, if you are not a member of our Facebook group, come on over and join. We invite you to post photos of miniatures you're painting, miniatures you've finished, ask questions, have a look at everybody else's, answer questions, and provide supportive feedback.
Yeah.
Should be good.
All right. Well, oh man, it's the first ending, first outro, first end of the episode.
You want to change it, don't you?
A little bit. I don't have one to change. I didn't think that far ahead. What have we learned about me, Dave?
I have no idea. No idea. What have we learned?
All right.
You're engaged now.
I am.
Congratulations.
Yeah. New year. New last name.
Yeah.
Yep.
No, not yet.
Not yet.
Not yet.
All right, guys. Well, I'm Gretchen,
I'm Dave.
and we'll see you at your friendly local game store.